Breaking news is tearing through the hip-hop world tonight. Young Thug arrested, just hours after releasing his chilling new track, Miss My Dogs. Fans are in shock. The streets are buzzing. And insiders are whispering that this is no coincidence. The timing is just too perfect. According to early reports, law enforcement swooped in immediately after the song dropped, citing new developments in the ongoing YSL case. But here's where it gets explosive. Fans claim the lyrics themselves, raw, emotional, and packed with coded references, might have triggered the move. Did Thug unknowingly confess in his own music? Or did he expose secrets the system wanted buried? Social media is on fire. Hashtags like #FreeThug and #MissMyDogs are trending worldwide. Fans are dissecting every single bar, pulling out lines they believe point directly to old cases, betrayals inside YSL, and even messages to Gunna, screenshots of alleged group chats between prosecutors and detectives are spreading like wildfire, suggesting the track was being monitored even before release. But that's not all. A blurry video is circulating, allegedly showing Thug's arrest outside his studio, sirens flashing, his team shouting, and Thug himself looking stunned, like he knew this was coming. The hip-hop community is divided, some calling this a targeted takedown, others saying the song was a last goodbye before Thug's inevitable fall. And now everyone is asking, did Young Thug's own music seal his fate? The rap world is reeling from a bombshell no one saw coming, or did they? Young Thug, the Atlanta rap icon and leader of the YSL movement, was arrested in dramatic fashion, just hours after dropping his haunting new track, Miss My Dogs. Fans who thought they were simply vibing to an emotional street anthem now believe they were listening to a farewell letter, a cryptic confession, and maybe even a coded warning of what was about to unfold. And tonight, the streets, the fans, the entire industry are on fire. The chaos began when Miss My Dogs hit streaming platforms late at night. Within minutes, Twitter timelines exploded. The track was raw, emotional, and heavy with nostalgia, a gritty reflection on loyalty, betrayal, and the friends Thug had lost along the way. Bars like "Some of my brothers chose to talk. I still hear their voices, miss my dogs." But some of them turned informants immediately sent fans into overdrive. The speculation was unstoppable. Was Thug calling out Gunna, his longtime collaborator and YSL brother, who many claim snitched to save himself? Or was this a broader shot at multiple members of the crew who had taken plea deals? Fans clipped those lyrics, turned them into memes, and spread them across social media like wildfire. Hashtags like #MissMyDogs, #FreeThug, and #YSLSecrets began trending within the first hour. YouTube reaction channels were already uploading breakdowns of every bar, zooming in on what they claimed were hidden codes. One fan swore that Thug mentioned dates connected to court filings, while another said the song was his way of saying goodbye before the feds came for him. And then it happened. Not even 4 hours after the song dropped, grainy cell phone footage surfaced from outside an Atlanta studio. Red and blue lights painted the night as law enforcement swarmed the area. Voices shouted, sirens wailed, and in the middle of it all, Young Thug was seen being led away in handcuffs, looking calm but shaken. His crew shouted angrily in the background, "Y'all set him up." One man yelled. Another screamed, "All this 'cause he dropped a song." The video instantly went viral, racking up millions of views in minutes. By sunrise, major outlets confirmed it. Thug had been taken into custody, reportedly connected to new developments in the ongoing YSL case. Prosecutors who had already painted the rapper as the leader of a criminal enterprise in earlier RICO indictments claimed this arrest was tied to fresh evidence. But fans weren't buying the official story. To them, the timing was too suspicious. They waited for him to speak his truth. Then they pounced. One viral tweet read, "The conspiracy theories flew faster than ever." Screenshots allegedly leaked from group chats between detectives and state prosecutors suggested authorities were monitoring Miss My Dogs before it even dropped. One message read, "Make sure we pull the trigger once this is out." unverified. The screenshots only fueled the growing belief that Thug's arrest wasn't about justice, it was about silencing him. Meanwhile, bloggers and gossip outlets wasted no time pouring gasoline on the fire. One site claimed to have an insider tip that the arrest was triggered specifically by a bar that lined up perfectly with sealed testimony. Others hinted that the dogs Thug was mourning weren't just friends, but co-defendants who had flipped. Fans who had been loyal to both Gona and Thug now found themselves divided once again, reliving the ugly fallout of YSL's implosion. And as the internet debated every lyric, celebrities began weighing in. Meek Mill tweeted, "Free Thug, they using lyrics against us. That's slavery with a different name." Cardi B posted a broken heart emoji alongside the hashtag Free Thug, while 21 Savage went live, visibly upset, saying, "They don't want to see us win. Thug ain't no villain, he a father, a brother. They scared of his voice." But the most shocking silence came from Gunna himself. The Atlanta rapper, who's been trying to rebuild his image after widespread snitch accusations, posted nothing. No tweet, no story, no emoji. Fans noticed instantly. Miss My Dogs was clearly about him, and now he's staying quiet while Thug gets dragged off. That's cold, one fan posted on Instagram. Another wrote, "If Gunna don't speak up now, it's over for him, period." Adding fuel to the chaos was a leaked voicemail circulating online. In the audio, allegedly from a YSL associate, a voice can be heard saying, "They told us to keep him quiet. They told us to stop the music. But he ain't listen. He had to drop it. Now look where he at." Fans couldn't decide if the clip was real or staged, but either way, it was enough to reignite theories that the system had been plotting to crush Thug from the moment he dared to rap about his pain. Outside Grady Hospital in Atlanta, where some fans believed Thug was taken for a checkup after his arrest, dozens gathered to chant his name and blast his music. Posters reading "Free Thug" and "Stop Using Lyrics" covered the sidewalks. Videos of young fans crying and older supporters shouting, "He's innocent," spread across TikTok. For them, this wasn't just about young Thug, it was about hip-hop itself being criminalized. But as the frenzy mounted, another layer of intrigue surfaced. A new burner Twitter account calling itself @YSL Receipts appeared, promising to drop exclusive evidence at midnight Friday. The account's first post read simply, "Thug told you in the song. Now we'll show you the proof." Attached was a blurry photo of what looked like legal paperwork stamped with a courthouse seal. The post racked up thousands of retweets instantly. Suddenly, the conversation shifted. Was Miss My Dogs more than just a song? Was it the opening act in a bigger plan to expose the truth behind YSL betrayals and the state's case? Fans flooded the comments with wild theories. Some claiming Thug had prepared the song as a way to leak information if he were taken down. Others said the burner account was his team fighting back against the narrative. And still others whispered that it might be enemies trying to stir chaos and bury him deeper. For now, one thing is clear. Young Thug's arrest has set the entire hip-hop community ablaze, with Miss My Dogs serving as the soundtrack to his latest battle. Was it a heartfelt ode to loyalty, a desperate goodbye, or the very thing that sealed his fate? The answers may lie in the evidence promised to drop Friday night, but until then, fans, celebrities, and the entire industry are left holding their breath, wondering what comes next. And as the world waits, one chilling reality remains. Young Thug, the man who once ruled Atlanta's sound, now sits behind bars once again, his freedom dangling by a thread, while his enemies and maybe even his own friends circle closer than ever. Friday night had never felt so electric. Midnight struck and the hip-hop internet was glued to one account, @YSL Receipts. For 2 days, it had been teasing proof tied to Young Thug's arrest, linking the cryptic lyrics of Miss My Dogs to betrayals and backroom deals. Fans begged, cursed, and speculated in the comments. Then, as the clock hit 12:01, the burner account delivered. The first leak was a set of grainy scanned documents, stamped with a Fulton County courthouse seal. They appeared to be sealed testimonies allegedly from YSL affiliates who had accepted plea deals. Names were redacted, but certain phrases jumped out immediately. Defendant admitted Jeffrey Williams ordered retaliation. Meetings were discussed at the Cleveland Avenue studio. Fans froze. These weren't vague. They were damning. Immediately, Twitter and Instagram feeds filled with side-by-side comparisons of the testimonies and Thug's lyrics. One line in Miss My Dogs said, "They said I called the shots, but they lying on my soul." Fans argued this bar was a direct rebuttal to the leaked documents. Was Thug dropping his track because he knew this paperwork was about to come out? But that wasn't all. A second post from @YSL Receipts followed minutes later. This time, it was audio muffled, but clear enough. A male voice, identified by many as a former YSL associate, can be heard saying, "They already flipped Gunna. They said they needed more. So I gave them something on Jeff. They told me if I didn't, I'd never see daylight again." The internet exploded. "They already flipped Gunna" trended instantly. Gunna's name, which had already been controversial since his release, was dragged back into the fire. Memes, GIFs, and furious posts painted him as the Judas of YSL. One viral tweet with over 100K likes simply read, "Gunna snitched twice." His silence was deafening. While fans tore Gunna apart, others turned their anger toward the justice system. How can they use scared kids against Thug? One influencer asked in a teary TikTok. Another tweet went viral saying, "This is bigger than rap. They criminalizing culture, using lyrics, using pressure tactics. This is modern-day lynching." Celebrities began picking sides. Lil Baby tweeted, then deleted, "They moving foul. Jeff, my brother, forever." Meek Mill doubled down with a thread about how prosecutors twist music into confessions. Meanwhile, Boozy, never one to hold back, posted a live where he flat out called Gunna a rat and dared him to respond. "Don't hide, stand on it." Boosie shouted, but just when fans thought they'd seen the night's biggest bombshell, @YSL Receipts posted again. This time it was a blurry video clip allegedly taken inside the same Atlanta lounge where Thug was arrested. The footage showed Thug walking into the venue hours before the arrest, embracing a few people and then pausing to shake hands with someone in a dark hoodie. Internet detectives slowed it down, zoomed in, and swore the person resembled someone close to Thug's circle, maybe even another rapper. The implication was obvious. Betrayal had happened face to face. The video spread like wildfire. "He shook the hand of the snake," one fan captioned. That's why he dropped the song. He knew. As debates raged, Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones's names bizarrely entered the conversation after an old clip of Thug shouting them out resurfaced. Fans speculated wildly about industry alliances and betrayals. Stretching beyond YSL, it was chaos, exactly what the account wanted. Meanwhile, outside the real world of Twitter and Instagram, Atlanta itself was boiling. Fans gathered outside Fulton County Jail, blasting Miss My Dogs from cars and holding homemade signs reading "Let Thug Speak" and "Stop Using Lyrics." A tense moment came when police tried to disperse the crowd, leading to clashes that made local news. Anchors framed it as riots. Supporters called it a vigil. Back online, VH1 gossip shows and YouTube personalities like DJ Academics and Tasha K poured fuel onto the fire. Academics went live for hours, replaying the leaked audio and insisting this is the smoking gun. Gunna's finished. Thug's fighting for his life. Tasha K claimed she had DMs from someone deep in YSL, saying more leaks were coming, the kind that will finish Thug for good the next morning. TMZ broke another piece of the puzzle. Surveillance footage from a gas station near the lounge where Thug was arrested. The video allegedly showed a black SUV circling the area minutes before the arrest went down. Twitter detectives immediately speculated that law enforcement was tipped off about Thug's movements. One fan tweeted, "He wasn't caught slipping. He was set up." Even Tiny Harris jumped into the conversation with a cryptic post. "They'll do anything to destroy a king." Fans flooded her comments, connecting her words to both her son King Harris's medical crisis and now Thug's situation, creating a messy overlap of scandals. By Saturday evening, the narrative had morphed. What started as Thug got arrested after dropping a song had evolved into a full-blown conspiracy thriller. Fans were convinced Miss My Dogs wasn't just music hit, was a prophecy. The bars were being treated like diary entries, each one dissected for names, dates, and hidden meaning. Lines about empty tables were linked to specific restaurants in Atlanta. Mentions of numbers on the wall were claimed to match case docket filings. The theories got darker. Some fans swore Thug knew he was going down and released the song to immortalize his side of the story. Others believed he was baited into dropping it, setting prosecutors up to pounce. A fringe group even claimed the entire ordeal was a massive industry ploy to silence Thug after he refused a record deal. Then came the kicker. Late Saturday night, at Escalating Receipts dropped one final post before going silent. It was a photo of a sealed flash drive on a table with a sticky note. Sunday, 9 p.m. The truth. The caption read, "Miss My Dogs was just the beginning. This will end careers." The post racked up hundreds of thousands of shares in minutes. YouTubers scheduled live breakdowns. Twitter Spaces ran all night, with thousands debating what might be on the drive. Was it more audio, videos, legal files? Something bigger. As anticipation built, the hip-hop community found itself holding its breath. Fans were split between praying Thug's innocence would finally be proven and fearing the drive would contain devastating proof of guilt. Industry insiders whispered about powerful names who didn't want whatever was on that drive to see daylight. By Sunday morning, the world was counting down to 9 p.m., and all eyes were locked on one man, young Thug, trapped behind bars while the narrative of his life, his music, and his freedom unfolded in real time without him. Would the flash drive clear his name or bury him for good? The only certainty, the saga was about to explode again. Sunday night, 9 p.m., the entire hip-hop world was on edge. Every eye was locked on at Escalating Receipts, the burner account that had been drip-feeding chaos for days. The flash drive photo had ignited hysteria. And now, as the countdown hit zero, millions of fans were refreshing their feeds, waiting for the truth that promised to end careers. And then boom, the first leak from the flash drive was a video. Grainy security footage time-stamped 2 weeks before Thug's arrest. The clip showed a familiar studio in Atlanta. Thug walked in, greeted by two men, faces blurred. But one had a recognizable tattoo that eagle-eyed fans claimed to belong to a YSL affiliate who had since taken a plea deal. The clip had no sound but subtitles added by the burner account read, "Deals were made in this room." This was the night Jeff's fate was sealed. Fans lost it. Theories exploded instantly. So they've been setting him up. One viral tweet read, "That's why he dropped Miss My Dogs. He knew betrayal was in the air." But the second leak was even more devastating. An audio recording. A male voice, muffled but clear, allegedly belonging to Gunna, could be heard saying, "I told them what they wanted. I couldn't do life for nobody. They gave me my deal, but they said Thug gotta be the one." Gasps echoed across Twitter Spaces. Reaction videos blew up YouTube. Fans were either furious or heartbroken. "This can't be real," some said. Others declared, "It's over. Gunna finished him." The hashtag #GUNNA exposed hit #1 worldwide within the hour. Memes flooded in rats in designer clothes. Pictures of Gunna's albums photoshopped with cheese emojis. But beyond the jokes, there was rage. For many, the audio confirmed what Thug had hinted at in Miss My Dogs, that his own brother in music had turned informant. And then came the third leak. The one that made even Thug's most loyal fans fall silent. It was a voice memo from Thug himself. Recorded on a phone, the audio was haunting. Thug's voice, low and emotional, said, "If you hear this, they got me. I told y'all, the streets don't love nobody. Some of my dogs, they chose paperwork over loyalty. But remember, everything I built, everything I stood for, it's bigger than me. Don't let M rewrite my story. The memo lasted less than a minute, but it hit like a nuke. Fans cried in TikToks. Celebrities reposted it with broken hearts. Meek Mill tweeted, "They breaking legends in front of us." Cardi B posted, "This is heartbreaking. Free Thug for real." Meanwhile, silence again from Gunna. He posted nothing, deleted nothing. The void screamed louder than any denial could. But the flash drive wasn't done. The fourth and final leak was a folder of screenshots, alleged text messages between Fulton County prosecutors and unnamed YSL affiliates. Lines like, "We'll reduce your charges if you confirm Jeffrey Williams' leadership role," made fans furious. To them, this wasn't just a case, it was a setup, a witch hunt. And they were using Thug's brothers against him to lock him away forever. By midnight, the streets of Atlanta were alive. Fans gathered outside the Fulton County Jail chanting, "Free Thug," while blasting "Miss My Dogs" from speakers. Videos showed hundreds of cars in a convoy circling the city, horns blaring, headlights flashing. It wasn't a protest anymore. It was a movement. It was a movement. But while fans rallied, the industry fractured. Some artists stood tall for Thug. Lil Durk posted, "They trying to kill us with the system. Free Slime." 21 Savage went live again, demanding Gunna explain himself. But other voices, quiet before suddenly, spoke up. Whack 100, never one to stay silent, claimed Thug knew this was coming. They warned him to lay low. He didn't listen. That song sealed his coffin. His comments drew fury. But they reflected a darker truth. Even some insiders believed Thug's music had given prosecutors ammunition as the flash drive chaos unfolded. News outlets confirmed prosecutors planned to submit the "Miss My Dogs" lyrics as evidence in Thug's upcoming hearing. The lyrics clearly reference acts of retaliation and gang hierarchy, one prosecutor told the press. Fans screamed injustice. "Since when is art a crime?" became the rallying cry across social media. And then, as if the night couldn't get any wilder, another bomb dropped. At 2 a.m., TMZ published exclusive photos allegedly showing Thug in custody, scribbling notes on a piece of paper during visitation. One note read, "Stay solid. Don't believe the lies." Fans screenshotted it endlessly. To them, it was proof Thug hadn't broken. But others questioned how TMZ got the photos so fast, with someone inside leaking to the press. By morning, the fallout was catastrophic. Gunna's name was mud. His fan base, once loyal, turned hostile. His comments filled with rat emojis. One trending tweet said, "From drip season to snitch season." Meanwhile, Thug's streams skyrocketed. "Miss My Dogs" hit #1 on Apple Music and Spotify in less than 24 hours. To fans, it wasn't just a song anymore, it was an anthem of survival, betrayal, and resistance. But the biggest twist came late Sunday evening. At YSL Receipts, silence since the leaks, returned with one final cryptic post. A photo of a shadowy figure walking into a courthouse with the caption, "The real informant isn't who you think." The internet went into meltdown. Was the Gunna audio fake? Was someone else pulling strings? Some claimed it was an industry plant from another label. Others said prosecutors had staged the entire leak to divide YSL, and a few conspiracy theorists even claimed Thug himself orchestrated the leaks from inside to expose everyone who betrayed him. As fans argued, one thing became clear: this saga wasn't over. Thug's next court date was set for the following week, and prosecutors promised major developments. The internet braced itself for a showdown unlike anything hip-hop had ever seen, and somewhere in his cell, young Thug sat in silence, his freedom slipping away, while the world outside debated whether he was a martyr of the system, a victim of betrayal, or a man undone by his own words. The final truth hadn't been revealed. But the war for Thug's legacy was only just beginning, and now we're left with the question that has every fan Every rapper and every corner of the culture buzzing was Miss My Dog's young thug's cry for help. Or was it his final warning to the world that betrayal was already eating YSL alive? The flash drive, the leaked audio, the courthouse documents, none of this is slowing down. If anything, it's only the beginning of a storm that could either free Thug or bury him forever. But here's the reality. This story is shifting by the hour. By the time you finish watching this video, new leaks, new receipts, new truths might already be circulating, and if you're not locked in right here, you'll miss it. Don't let someone else tell you what went down here at first. Raw and unfiltered, straight from the source, so smash that like button right now if you believe this is bigger than rap. Drop your wildest theories in the comments. Do you think Gona is the true Judas? Or is the real snake still hiding in the grass? And most importantly, hit subscribe and turn on all notifications, because the next update is about to break the internet. This is more than gossip, this is history unfolding in real time. You don't want to be the one catching up after it's already too late? Stay tuned, because when the next bombshell drops, we'll be right here breaking it down for you first.